between making Lara Croft no longer a Tomb Raider, but rather being gifted artifacts because of her savior complex, to the illustration making Lara look like a Steven Universe character and seemingly giving Lara Croft a girlfriend, the Netflix Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft is receiving wombo backlash, as it should be. So let's go ahead and dive into this video that comes to us from That Park Place. And they say Tomb Raider fans torch Netflix's latest teaser trailer for Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. As you see here, giant mansion. Okay, Tomb Raider fans are not happy with the latest teaser trailer for Netflix's Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, and are making their opinions known. The trailer has over 214,000 views on the official Netflix YouTube channel, but only has 7,500 likes to 8,600 dislikes, so it has been ratioed. Furthermore, numerous comments are roasting the trailer and the show. One person wrote, "I see Lara is still falling repeatedly." That's basically just her experience in the rebooted trilogies. Oh, Lara's falling. Oh no, fall, fall, as my nephew says. Fall. She's constantly just falling and crying over and over and over and over again and getting perpetually beaten up. And as some of the developers have even said in previous interviews referring to the rebooted Lara Croft, they have said in their own words, obviously I'm paraphrasing, but yes, once she starts getting her confidence back, once she starts getting back up, we knock her back down again. I mean, this is a deliberate thing, and that's even interviews saying that. So trying to pretend like this is some empowering version of Lara Croft, it never was. They always wanted to just make her a punching bag so that they could make her relatable and, feel sorry for her, please. Lara Croft, are you kidding me? The iconic, strong character that she was created to be? I mean, who would have ever thought that she would be relegated to a punching bag to make people feel sorry for her? But I digress. Another stated, "Oh boy, they left the comments section open again. Bad mistake, Netflix. It does not work out well for you." Someone needs to teach Netflix that the definition of a teaser trailer, what a definition of a teaser trailer is for real, because that was not a teaser. It was like full-fledged trailer. One person questioned why Lara Croft's iconic pistols were not present in the trailer. Where are her guns? I don't even think that her dual pistols would be enough to save what that gigantic mess was. Another expressed a similar sentiment. "All I want from this is Lara wielding her signature dual pistols." Well, this is the thing, is this isn't Lara Croft. This is this reboot girl. This is not Lara Croft. So even if she does, which I'm sure she will, even if she does wield her dual pistols, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be more like a cute, sweet girl in cosplay. Or in this case, she ain't even, in some frames she looks kind of cute, but in most of them she looks like a Steven Universe character. So it's very jarring. And then we have this quote: "If you've never played the games, you won't know how iconic and mindful she is," wrote another, seemingly lampooning the trailer for its characterization of Lara Croft. Exactly. And when they say if you've never played the games, play the classic games. We just got the remasters of the first 3 games. Play those. I have seen people in my comments, because I have been speaking out against this for years now, against what they're doing with Lara Croft, and people in the comments that didn't play the classic games were like, "Oh, well, I think they're fun." Well, they're not bad games. They are good and fun games. But if you have history with classic Lara Croft and you've seen what they turned her into, now there was some level of patience that a lot of us had with the rebooted games, because we were told, she'll become the Tomb Raider, she'll get there. Well, she never did. And not only did she not get there, but now they're changing her to where she's not even a Tomb Raider anymore. They want to erase the past. This wasn't an attempt to get her there. So now I'm getting comments from people who said, hey, I never really played the old games until the remasters came out. And now that I've played them, now I get what you're saying. This Lara Croft is so much cooler. This Lara Croft is so much better. And so, yeah, if you don't have any experience, or maybe you don't even remember that much about the classic games, pick up those remasters and play them, because you're not going to know who Lara Croft is if you're only consuming the new content. If you're only consuming the rebooted Lara, you're only consuming this Netflix stuff or whatever the next mainline game is going to be, you're not going to know who Lara Croft is. Similarly, another wrote, remember when she was cool, confident, and cocky, seasoned explorer before they added trauma, grief, and daddy issues and made her practically insufferable? Exactly. What you'll find with classic Lara Croft is she didn't have all this drama. She wasn't an emotional train wreck. She didn't have drama. Her parents disowned her. This whole daddy story that they added into the games was not existing in the classic titles. That wasn't Lara Croft. She wasn't just this overly emotional character. She lived for the thrill of adventure. She was an adrenaline junkie, and she was pretty sociopathic, if we're being honest. So she was a fun character in that way. She wasn't just oh, look at this adorable Lara Croft. Oh, I just want to hug her. No, she was an adrenaline junkie. She lived for it, and she just hyper focused on that. That was her life. That's another reason why the whole romance subplots were not a thing in the classic games, because Lara Croft obsessively lived for adventure to the point to where nothing else was going to get her attention, including a romantic life. So trying to give her a romantic life, which the comics have tried as well, and I didn't like that. And even the Angelina Jolie movies dabbled in that, which I didn't like either. And I don't care if the romantic subplot, I don't care who they wanted to give her a romantic subplot with. It's just not something that fits the character at all, because she was previously engaged to a man, and she called that off because she wanted to live a life of adventure. So she is so hyper focused and obsessed on a life of adventure that another human being close to her in her life would just interfere with that. And that's another reason, even with the platonic relationships, Lara Croft had some people that were technically friends in the classic games, but when she would see them along the way in her adventure, or they played some sort of role in that, right? But Lara Croft was a loner. She was perpetually a loner. She had very rare instances where she would interact with other people because she cared about the adventure of it. And so now what we're seeing with all of this, even honestly ever since Tomb Raider Legend, but especially so more in the rebooted stuff, is they want to give her companions and friends so bad, but that is just that's not what her character was about. She wasn't about companions and friends. She went on solo adventures constantly. So yeah, it just makes no sense. Another added, what is it with Crystal / Embracer and their need for Lara to be tortured? Is this an American thing? Do your heroes always have to suffer? That's the thing, is they're constantly torturing her emotionally, physically, and it's just counter to the actual character and what Tomb Raider is. One person wrote, YouTube removed dislikes for crap like this. Another speculated that the show will make Lara Croft a lesbian. Lesbian Lara, Netflix strikes again. One user simply stated, this is not Lara Croft. Facts. That when I checked, that was like the top comment. Similarly, another added, what the heck is this? This isn't Tomb Raider. I'm sorry, but the animation looks low budget. What is happening here? Posted another. It's not surprising that the show is going to make Lara Croft suffer. Showrunner Tasha Ho informed Variety back in November 2023, Lara Croft doesn't just go to a new temple each week, but goes through a character-driven emotional story. And that excited me the most. For some reason, they are obsessed with these emotional stories. Then why are you working on Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider wasn't supposed to be an emotional game, series, or setting. All of that wasn't supposed to be this emotional thing. This was Lara Croft, a strong woman, reckless woman, who went on adrenaline rush adventures, not this super emotional stuff. As for what else to expect from the series, The Hollywood Reporter's Aaron Couch noted in 2021 that the show will take place following the events of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. He explained Tomb Raider picks up after the events of Square Enix's Tomb Raider video game reboot trilogy, which was released in installments from 2013 through 2018. And was developed by Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. The series is not connected to the 2018 film starring Alicia Vikander, even though technically it kind of would be, because that movie was a retelling of the 2013 game, but it did make some changes. That's another thing. I'm like, if you're going to make a movie, make your own stories like the Angelina Jolie movies did. Why would I want to watch a movie that is just retelling a story from the game that wasn't even a good story? That's the thing. The rebooted game's strong points were not the stories, especially since they weren't even coherent with one another. There were contradictions with one another. Yeah, so basically, and I have a video reading through her interview and all that. Oh, she was uncomfortable with the fact that Lara Croft was a Tomb Raider. She didn't like that. So instead, she's going to write in here that they are gifting Lara Croft artifacts now because she is helping people and they're gifting her artifacts. Miss me with all that. That isn't what Lara Croft was created to be. Lara Croft was a Tomb Raider, aka a grave robber. Sometimes she saved the world because it was it aligned with her own personal interest, but she wasn't some hero character. She wasn't set out to be a hero and, oh, I'm gonna keep saving the world from these crazy people. That wasn't her motivations. Her motivations was the sport of it. In the first game, she says, I only play for sport. It's right there. Why that is so hard for them to grasp and why they keep messing that up is beyond me. But luckily, we do have the remasters. Stick with those. Hopefully, we'll get an announcement of even more remasters coming fairly soon. I mean, I anticipate they wouldn't want to share that until after they announce their next trash fire of a mainline game that's going to be awful because Crystal Dynamics is at the helm of it. But Aspyr has done a great job with the remasters, actually hiring fans to the point where Crystal Dynamics had to put a disclaimer on it about, oh, this is terrible, by the way, but we didn't make changes, but we want you to know this is terrible and offensive. So my hope is that Crystal Dynamics will eventually get Tomb Raider taken from them by Embracer. Because here's the thing and people get mad at me for this. Oh, you're lying when you say that the reboot games didn't sell well. They didn't when they break even. That's called not selling well. So yes, the numbers were high, especially for 2013, but not even so much for Rise and Shadow. Especially considering they were practically giving those games away on huge, massive sales right after launch. But just saying, those games barely broke even. But look at something like the remasters that are making massive profits. So yes, simple economics will tell you profits are better than not making profits. Whoa, crazy concept, right? Anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.